Welcome back, dear viewers, and you are still watching Cairo Local Time. And in this segment of our program, we will talk about the future of artificial intelligence here in Egypt with our guest for today, Dr. Wael Badawi, member of the Communications and Information Technology Council. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So, Dr. Badawi, can you briefly explain the difference between traditional artificial intelligence and generative artificial intelligence for our viewers?
Classically, we had the term artificial intelligence coined with some sort of computer programming or coding or
Yes.
algorithm, which allows to classify and segment, identify different objects in different classes. So, for example, you can have a person walking, you can have a runner, you can have a human versus animal versus vehicles. So this kind of segmentation or classification or identification, if you know what kind of clothing he has or what kind his face is, this is what you used to call as classical artificial intelligence. Around November time frame, we had a large blast of a company called AI, OpenAI, and this company produced what we call it generative AI. Generative AI, it's a concept of using two different artificial intelligence networks to create and produce content. So, for example, I can go to the AI interface and I can write down, can you construct an image for me which has some kind of mountains and river and some palm trees, for example. And then the computer will start to generate this content. So producing a content like image, like music, like movie or audio, audio with specific vocals. This is what's coming right now as generative AI, and this becomes as one of the most dominating, or you can say this is the production of a technology which attract all the awareness of almost everybody around the globe.
Yes, Dr. Badawi, how do you see the potential of generative artificial intelligence in transforming various sectors in Egypt as agriculture, healthcare, and tourism?
If we understand artificial intelligence and generative AI in particular, it's like any new invention you have. So, for example, if you classically we used to have the trains, and when the train came in first, Egypt was the second country adopting the British trains. So when we do see a new technology coming and it's in the infancy stage, it creates a big potential for companies which have innovators like Egypt, because Egypt has lots of innovators, lots of young generation, lots of programmers, lots of individuals who are interested in computer science and AI. So when you have the new driving technology, it drives new application. So if we can ride on the new driving technology early on, this could establish lots of programs, lots of software, lots of job opportunity, lots of new companies, lots of revenue created by producing technological solutions in the areas of AI. In particular, if we understand AI in the correct way, and I have to say it in this way because there are so many definitions, so many different understanding and perception, misrepresentation of AI around the globe. If we understand it in the right way of it's an expert system, it's a computing algorithm which has stored some knowledge, and the storage of knowledge allows this wisdom or expertise to come into the system. So if we reflect on agriculture, for example, you realize that you can put, for example, images of all diseases, and once you have images for the current plant, the AI will predict what kind of disease or what kind of stage this plant is growing. Similarly, in healthcare, that you can get x-rays analyzed, you can produce reports, and then humans, experts or medical doctors will be able to vet or to verify the validity of this report. If we can drive to the audience this kind of solutions, we have to realize that we are in a local environment, local atmosphere, local weather, and also in medical area we have an Arabic language which is not mature anywhere. We have a local context, we have a local dialect, and all of this shall be able to create opportunities for new companies, large established companies, medium-sized companies, and also it will create more jobs opportunities, because when individuals will open a company, he will need X number of programmers and AI experts and AI data entry and AI validator, which is some of the new titles which we will start to see right now in the market.
So, sir, also if we talk about the generative artificial intelligence, to what extent it can be beneficial to the economy and the society?
For the economy and the society, for the economy for sure, if we have a technology in the infancy stage and we take the risk and develop solutions for it, this will create some economical benefits directly through created revenue or creating cash coming in from selling this service, or indirectly by getting taxes and different government fees on the startup companies and the new companies which will be established. For the society, for sure, like having a system or a computer who can advise and help you out, this will simplify your life, because if you would like to go from a place to a place, instead of right now you can pick up the locations and you start. In the generative AI, you will tell the AI exactly what you do, what you like to where you would like to go, and it will produce a text-based report which can be vocalized. So in the future, we will see individuals who will ask the computer for advice using their own proper natural language. It's not a computer keywords. It's not you check location. You basically can talk to the computer, and the computer will serve your needs. So this shall facilitate and simplify their life. I understand that there are lots of concern about the workforce, and this will take some jobs away. However, it will create some other kind of jobs which shall help people who will change their attitude, will learn new technology to catch up and join some other positions and some other jobs which will create in place of the classical routine jobs that computer took over it.
Yes, Dr. Badawi, what kind of opportunities does artificial intelligence present for young Egyptian professionals and researchers in this field?
It represents, as I said, it's a new green field. So
yes,
we can create expertise that in 3 to 5 years, we can lead the MENA area, we can create the Middle East, because if we start in the development of the new technology and we start to use it and be expert in it, when the dust will settle, as they will say, there will be large organizations around us in the region, along in Egypt. And this will be able to absorb the new graduate. It will absorb the entry-level job seekers. So it will help the workforce to achieve fair wage and achieve some kind of life standards, because basically they have secured source income on a monthly basis or on a quarter basis. So we will see that if we train our new generation, our teenagers, our new graduates, if we train them on the different technologies of AI, this will create a unique comparative position. So, for example, if I go to somebody in the art field, and with all the artistic characteristics they have, if we teach them how to produce these artistic images and artistic views and artistic design, use a computer-aided design driven by AI, for sure they will be able to seek jobs and achieve employment in large organizations in their field. So when we talk about generative AI, it's not for computer scientists, it's not for computer engineers, it's not for information technology. It's basically for everybody, as it reduces the barrier for anyone and everyone to use the technology.
Yes, Dr. Badawi, are there any current projects or initiatives in Egypt that are leveraging the power of the generative artificial intelligence?
There are, according to what we understand, because when you talk about the answer is yes. How many and how large, the accurate answer is we can tell some of the intelligence we understand from the market, but according to what we understand from the report released from the government last year, that there are about 170 plus companies actively operating in AI. There are companies who are doing like research in the area of new products for car subsystems, like cruise control, like automatic APS. So these companies will use the technology of AI, and I'm aware at least of one project over there where they look at the traveler experience and how you can change modes of the driver by using some of the AI. I'm also aware from some of the graduates we have that they work in companies in Cairo where they build movies or assist in buildings in creating some movies using an AI systems. And there are lots of other small and medium-sized companies we are aware of that they use standard applications to build marketing campaigns or to build some kind of branding and marketing material using artificial intelligence to tune the tone of the material towards the audience. So there are some, or maybe you want to call it few, if we understand our population, and we are looking for more. And I'm also, because of the council operation now, I'm with the council for 2 years, we are also aware that the government is producing lots of initiatives, and there are some initiatives will be coming soon that will enable more graduates and more individuals to join the workplace of AI. One more thing, that's Minister of Communication as well, and I'm not talking on their behalf, but I'm aware that they have a training institute, and it has a special program for 9 months or so around teaching how to can use AI and how you can become an AI expert or AI developers within 9 months after graduation. So the initiatives are there, and it will help if we can create a good caliber, an expert, someone who really knows what can be done, because the biggest challenge we have in workforce is trained employees. So if we pre-train our new graduates, we shall be able to position them in a good jobs or good companies, or we call it usually high-paid, large or stable organizations, so they can build their career and their future.
So every technology comes with its risks. What are the potential dangers of adopting generative artificial intelligence in Egypt?
I love this question because there are so many risks in everything, but if you look closely, there are some organizations like the United Nations, like the American USA Congress. There are some organizations who are trying to put their hands and understand ethics and what could happen and how things can go wrong. So one of the risks of putting all the eggs in one basket and invest in AI only, that we may find some resistance or some mandate worldwide that people have to stop developing in AI. You have to remember as audience that AI was started in 1950s and it went up to 1980s, and then it slows down significantly because it did not deliver what used to be promised or what people anticipated of solving everybody's problems. And it evolves again and became a mainstream interest about a year ago, despite the fact that many of this technology, we used it on and off within the last 8 years, myself personally on a different scale, not on this kind of accuracy, but there was all of these flavors. We used to see companies and websites and stuff creating audio, video, and stuff like that, but they were not as high fidelity as we see right now. So the risk in this technology is, first of all, if we don't catch up, we have the risk of being left out. There are some issues around how hard or how fast you need to have a computing engines, and are these processors and these computers available to us in Egypt from the source, because we are not a technology player. We are riding on the wave of the technology as we understand right now. There is also a bigger challenge for us that this technology may be tested and trained on a subset of data which we as Egyptians don't agree on it, or we as Egyptians we don't have the real data. as we understand from Egypt. So one of good example, like our pharaonic heritage, our history, how much of this history inside this generative AI or AI. So there is a risk of playing in it because it's expensive. We may not own all the models. We may not have control over the data, over the trend set. But also there's a risk if we are outside in 5 years, if it picks up, we will be completely outside and nobody will be able to catch into or to be recognized in the new area. Also, in the public forums and the global forums, they talk about the bias of AI, which basically, if you train the AI, you can have it as biased toward a specific gender or a specific lifestyle or a specific behavior. So this kind of bias, it could be controlled if we are a player in the generative AI. The way AI works is basically, imagine you have a set of data, you know 60% of it or 80% of it, what's good and what's bad. You put all the data in, then you will get the 20%, the network never seen it before, and then the network will decide which one of these individuals in the 20% are good or bad. So if you understand this operation, you will realize that the training and the learning subset play a factor in the decision making in the future. Also, if we leave it out and we don't play in it, we will find that maybe our language, maybe our dialect, our local dialect, will start to disappear because it will not be recorded for public people or outside people. Generative AI in particular has the chance of translation. So you can basically create a document in Arabic, but you can create the translated version and you can vocalize it in any other language. So there are some reports I've been reading last week. It says that we may stop learning new foreign languages because we will have tools which is promptly respond in a different language. So it creates lots of opportunity. However, if we don't play and we don't be part of it, we may be left out or being an absent or abandoned.
Yes, finally, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Wael Badawi, member of the Communications and Information Technology Council. Thank you for being with us today. And by that, dear viewers, we come to the end of today's edition of Cairo Local Time. Thank you for watching.